we're in this world where the knowledge that actually the gear and the equipment in our studios relies on is disappearing fast, and we need to find a way of pooling and sharing that knowledge online and getting some of this information out of one man's brain into some sort of format where it can be accessed from all around the world. One of the guiding principles of the Patch Project is to be a reliable and safe source of information. If we were to only do that and share more tech knowledge amongst the techs of the world and help people keep this gear running, then that would almost be enough for me.
Both of us being like collectors of vintage instruments and enjoying vintage pieces of gear, you sort of, as you start to realise that the techs are in fewer and fewer supply, then you only have to sort of think about it a little bit more of kind of like, well, where the next sort of bunch of techs going to come from? Where's the next generation? I don't know what led me to it, but I was kind of like, well, I had this idea of training, either investing in people and training new techs.
We've had this conversation about our original aspiration was to train enough techs to be able to run a service department and service lots of gear for people, but it's just not feasible. I don't think any of us have got enough money to do that. We have to do it at almost one or two techs at a time, don't we?
Yeah.
One or two apprentices at a time. It's the only way.
It'd be a very slow solution to the problem will become a bigger problem by the time you've got enough techs, won't it?
For me, the driving force for me is that we can bring people together and we can offer alternative ways for people to be able to earn revenue as things are changing so rapidly and people aren't able to move as freely as they were, and even the smaller bands and artists now are finding it very difficult to move around Europe. And a lot of these people have got a lot of knowledge that they can give. We're creating a platform that they can share that knowledge and they can be rewarded for sharing the knowledge. So it's the whole concept of having a new way for people to earn that really excites me very much.
The very next best option actually is to empower people all around the world to go, actually,
absolutely.
I can be that person.
And to do it reliably. I mean, our guys were looking at something where there's a couple of guys on YouTube and their thing is they buy something broken and they fix it, and they ask people for advice. Right. And they got a Space Echo, and our techs looked at what they were told and what they were doing and just went, that's not right. And so out there on YouTube is this video by people whose speciality is how to fix things, and they ask experts for advice. And yet that is not correct. What they're doing is not correct.
Yeah.
So
but somebody else watches that video and goes, I'm going to try that. And every time someone watches that video, another Space Echo dies. Yeah.
There's this sense of wanting to connect, help our community connect. A big part of the drive for me behind Patch is to get our community somewhere where we can talk and we can hang out. As one of our good customers said, I miss those days of hanging out in the record shop, and you were talking about going to music control.
And being in and talking, finding the synth guy, going to the PA section or something, and having those conversations, and ultimately sharing information and connecting with people and going, oh, do you know this guy? Oh no, he rehearses where you rehearsed down there, and like, who knows what projects and ideas are born from those conversations.
That's it. You bump into someone in a record. I remember it happened all the time to me in Nottingham when I'd bump into someone and someone would be talking to them. And they go, "Oh yeah, this is Charles Webster," or "Oh wow," and then you start talking to people and you collaborate. You just an idea.
I think we've seen a taste of what can be achieved over the last 8 years with the Soundgas Instagram feed, and we have such wonderful followers and a great community on Instagram, and partnering up with Gemma and Lex, who have used all the technology out there in a different business to build communities and to transfer knowledge over. It's very, very exciting to think that we can take those initial building blocks from Instagram and produce something that's even better and bigger than what we have now.
Tony, Joe, Gemma, how are you going to build the Patch Project?
Shall I kick off?
Absolutely.
A big part of what we're building is content and creating reliable, informative, exciting, also maybe educational content is going to be a big part of the Patch Project. and we're going to be combining this with some pretty innovative platform related things which these guys can talk about, and also live events, which of course is Gemma's speciality.
So we'll have 2 live events a year, and when you come to those live events, there'll be 3 different rooms based on the pillars of produce, promote and prosper. There'll be between 6 and 8 different talks and educational classes through the day in each room, and you'll be able to live chat to people that are in those classes with you, and to the creators as well.
Yeah, so you'll be able to choose your journey. You won't spend all day focusing on produce. You can look at the full agenda, similar to a festival lineup. You can say, I'm going to go watch this here and then I'm going to go here, but because there's then the online community, what you don't get to see live will then go into our library, which will be constantly growing and constantly added to, so that every time you go on to the platform, onto Patch, you can see something new and look at what's in the library and what people are commenting on, and then talk to the rest of the community, pick it up, speak to somebody in Japan who watched the video and find out what they liked about it or what they took away from it. And then if you want to go into one of the forums where there'll be focused chats, or jump on a video call with each other, or go see our sponsors, see what they have to, what they're advertising and what they're about to launch and what they're up to. So it's all about real-time conversations.
It's a real community,
unlike
isn't
yeah,
it?
YouTube, where you watch a video and then the algorithms say, hey, you might like this,
Yes.
you might like this. You can choose what you're going to watch, where you want your journey to go, all in real-time conversations as well with like-minded people.
You talked about classes, because there are going to be some of the content is going to be very much like a how-to. We're going to have fireside chats, which sounds very cozy.
That's just a nice conversation, you know, someone of interest that whether it's a musician's musician that, or whether it's a super high profile engineer, just a good conversation with them about who and what they are. Toolbox type takeaways, just little like, shit, this is broken and I'm side of stage and the band's going on in 10 minutes, or I'm in a studio and it's 3 a.m. and I can't get to the store. Just 5-minute little videos on how to fix something with, you know, MacGyver it.
That's what I love about Dr. Hugh, our senior tech, because he was a tour tech, and not only can he fix pretty much anything, but he can fix anything upside down with the torch in his mouth as a band are just about to go on, or in mid set.
I know the sorts of people.
I mean, they are
saviours there, saviours.
And so actually sitting in a workshop and with plenty of lighting and having a day to fix something is comparatively
that's a luxury for them. Yeah. To kind of like pour some water over them, or give them like a muddy field to lay on and fix that. Yeah.
Of course, they don't get to quite have the same after party.
I think he fixed quite a few musicians as well along the way.
Yes, yeah, that fantastic story of him. I won't name the musician who was discovered just before they were about to go on. Let's just say not very awake, and they actually had to gaffer tape one of it. Was it a tambourine to one hand and then the other hand to the microphone stand
Just
to get
stay
it to
up.
perform?
Nice.
So there will also, I think talk. Actually,
Lots
not
of tips what to do with gaffer tape.
Yeah, not to, yeah.
That's an endless list of content.
That's
right
just
there.
a whole channel on itself.
Yeah.
Gaffer tape.
Patch Project is a community platform by creators for creators. We share inspiring content. We connect and collaborate together. Our 3 pillars are produce, promote and prosper. And that's not just about producing music, it's not just about promoting yourself as a musician or prospering how to earn a living, but we want a holistic approach. Promote is not just about promoting your gigs when you're playing live, but it's about how to work social media, how to be a musician in the 21st century. We're excited about getting people who are experienced in the industry like yourself to help mentor the up and coming, just as we want to share the tech knowledge from the senior techs through to the young up and coming techs. It's the same with musicians and engineers, producers. Actually, the guys who've been around a long time, who've been there and done that, if they can help pass some of the knowledge on to the younger generation and help them flourish and thrive, I think there are it's very common now to be able to do an educational course in music technology, which will teach you the nuts and bolts, how to do stuff right, when actually a lot of the time learning how to do stuff wrong and enjoy it is far more
accepting
rewarding.
there is no right or wrong way.
There is no right or wrong.
There's only your way to do it.
Yeah. I think what we're not trying to be an educational service, although we will be sharing a great deal of knowledge and helping, I hope, spread correct information. It's more about a community and having people mentor and share the benefit of their experience.
So what impact do you hope that Patch is going to have on the worldwide music community?
Well, I think firstly, bringing people together. If we can help people to feel they're part of a community, that they're included, they're not being judged. I'd like to see us encourage more musicians. If we can have a positive impact on the way the music industry treats the environment, it's a conversation that needs to be had. If we can create one new tech in Brazil through him being able to see how to repair synths from one of our techs in Soundgas, or service a Space Echo from a tech in America, then that's going to be really positive. But I for me, it's about the community and about communicating with each other and being able to have open conversations without fear of being trolled or
it sounds inclusive.
It's inclusive and I hope diverse, and I hope we can build a worldwide community that will make a difference.
That sounds good to me.
Thank you.